morning, everyone. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize some of our elected officials and others who are with us here today. First and foremost, Father Suso, welcome from St. Columkill. Our Council President, Tony Biasiata, to my right. Council Person at Large, Leslie Stager. Our Ward 3 Councilman, Tom Snitsky. Council Representative Stacy Kelly at large. And of course, Tony Terry, our Director of Community Services, who has done such a stellar job in putting together our functions. Thank you so much, everybody. I am so honored to speak with you again today, this Memorial Day, on behalf of the City of Seven Hills. May I again request a round of applause for our great veterans assembled here today, and especially the members of VFW Post 7609 who contribute so much to our city and help put this event together every year. Today is the time we set aside each year to formally honor and pay tribute to our fallen military, the men and women whose bravery and sacrifice guarantee the freedoms and safety we enjoy each and every day, and sometimes even take for granted. Memorial Day is a time to remember those fallen heroes and to pray that more of our young men and women will not need to make the same sacrifice in the service of our country. Later today, perhaps some of us will have a cookout or engage in some other Memorial Day leisure activity. And that's good, because today is also a day to be with the family, to keep in mind the safety, freedom, peace, and prosperity our fallen men and women in uniform preserved in our behalf. That's because on this day we reflect upon those who gave up everything in this mortal world to safeguard our security, the integrity of our nation, and the future of our progeny. We must be ever mindful of what was asked of these courageous men and women in the service of our country, their willingness to serve, and how much they sacrificed for the rest of us. The most precious gift of all, life. Lives lost and futures irrevocably changed. We owe them and their families a debt that can never be repaid. Through their love of country, the honor they have earned has taught us the price of freedom. Their service reminds us of the principles our nation stands for and the vigilant valor required to defend those ideals in a dangerous world. Every day, we must never forget their accomplishments, and in doing so, honor them by living lives deserving of their bravery and sacrifice. President Lincoln said in his Gettysburg Address that we, the living, can do little to add to the honor the fallen have already earned for themselves through their deeds. But we can live our lives every day in ways to be worthy of what they gave us, and by instilling these same principles in future generations: freedom, honor, love of country. Because none of what we have built in this country, none of it would exist without our fallen heroes. Union General William Tecumseh Sherman once said that war is hell, in describing the sacrifices and pains of Civil War wounded soldiers dying on the battlefield. Consider for a moment the full, true meaning of what that means. Suffering practically beyond human contemplation, but willingly risked for a guiding purpose. We who survive them owe a generational debt that we can never repay. A debt of gratitude to the generations who preceded us and who were lost in the service of our nation. And a debt of obligation to subsequent generations to pass that knowledge and understanding along to our descendants. To paraphrase the lyrics of a song that was popular earlier in my generation, teach your children well. Their father's hell did slowly go by, and freed them your dreams. The one they pick is the one you will know by. Our children are our future. We can honor our war dead best by making certain that our children and we always remember and never forget. We can help to build that future by guiding their dreams. and to never take for granted any of what was given to us. Perhaps a simple visit to this memorial garden some quiet sunlit morning to sit and reflect for a while on the deep meanings to be found here. In this place and other similar venues elsewhere in our country, there is inspiration to be discovered and a profound sense of gratitude to be shared in the memory of our brave fallen. Young men and women we will never know, but whose lives are eternally woven into the fabric of our nation. So today, please may we have a moment of silence in solemn respect, but our spirits proud in recognition of our fallen heroes. Thank you. In closing, we thank God for blessing this nation with such valiant protectors, our sons and daughters, the United States of America, the greatest nation the world has ever known, and the greatest hope for righteousness on the planet. May God also bless all our service members, our veterans, and their families. And today, we humbly ask Him to keep in His loving care those who have preceded us in returning to Him in the service of our nation. May God bless you all, the city of Seven Hills, and the United States of America. Thank you.